Mr. Saktiandi Supat.
Mr. Speaker, question 3, please.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Global Education Program at ITE offers students a wide range of opportunities for overseas exposure, including internships, student exchanges, community services, and cultural enrichment. Our polytechnics also have similar programs. The Polytechnic and ITE fund these programs with support from MOE and other government agencies, providing subsidies for airfare, accommodation, and other out-of-pocket costs that students incur. It is also common for Polytechnic and ITE to tap on the funds raised from donors. Singaporean students from lower income households can also tap on the MOE Opportunity Fund for additional assistance and funding. In 2018, about 3,500 Polytechnic and ITE students benefited from the Opportunity Fund for overseas exposure trips. This is an increase of about 33% from 2 years ago. In addition, MOE and other government agencies also provide support and funding that encourage our students to venture into the region for longer overseas internships. This includes Enterprise Singapore's Young Talent Program, which will soon be subsumed under the upcoming Global Ready Talent Program, and MOE's Global Innovation Alliance Innovators Academy Program, which targets internships in overseas startups. As for culture, sports, and arts, students do participate in overseas arts performances, friendly matches, and other sports competitions with the counterparts in the region. The students typically take part in such activities as part of their co-curricular activities. The level of funding support has been adequate to help our Polytechnic and ITE students take up overseas exposure programs. Today, about half of our Polytechnic students and more than a quarter of our ITE students have participated in overseas exposure trips. If the member is aware of any particular case that needs help, please let us know, and we will certainly follow up with the students, or the students may want to approach the management of the ITE or Polytechnic campus.
Mr. Supat.
I'd like to thank SPS for the answer. I have 2 supplementary questions. First is in regards to the Global Education Program. The subcomponent of it, the Overseas Industrial Attachment Programs in the region. Can she share how many students so far has benefited from it as part of the total amount? Because it's also related to what Minister for Trade Industry mentioned earlier. The industrial attachment programs help to train not just our workers, but our future workers through the students. Second is, you mentioned about the funding resources are adequate at the moment. Are there plans to enhance funding for the Global Education Program for the IT and also the Polytechnics in regards going forward? Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I want to thank the member, Mr. Saktiandi Supat, for the 2 supplementary questions. Now, today, 40% of our Polytechnic and ITE students participate in overseas exposure program, compared to about 30% from 6 years ago. To the first question, in 2018, as far as GEP is concerned, ITE disbursed about 700,000 under the Global Education Program in additional funding and assistance for needy students. This does not include the manpower and other costs of mounting the program. And about 4,000 students benefited under the Global Education Program. Now, he is right, there is an Overseas Industrial Attachment Program. There is also the Overseas Student Exchange Program and Overseas Service and Development Program. So the 4,000 actually covers that 3. Okay? In terms of the funding, other than the Global Education Program, I'll be happy to update Mr. Supat that there's also the Opportunity Fund that I briefly talked about, but perhaps allow me to just elaborate. Between the year 2016 to 2018, each year, MOE dispersed through this Opportunity Fund grant. It is a scheme that helps our students from lower income households, and we give an average of 2 million to ITE for the year 2016 to 2018, 2 million a year, and for the 5 polytechnics, $5 million. Now, The funding has been increased in 2019. We have increased the funding to $3 million for the ITE, from 2 million to 3 million, and for the poly from 5 million to 6 million. That's one change. Another interesting change is previously when the IHLs are administering the disbursement of the opportunity fund, there is a gross monthly household income criteria of 4,000. We have done away with that. And we want the school, the ITE and also the polytechnic to have the flexibility to decide the subsidy level for the students, and in fact to tier the level of support based on the needs and also profile of the students.